everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Disha Jain and today I'm gonna talk about fashion designing. If you have seen my other videos, I've talked about fashion designing as a career and as a business opportunity and many other things. But today, as by the title you know, that I'm gonna talk about 5 assumptions that people have relating to fashion designing as a career. So in India, fashion designing is still a second career option for a lot of people. Most of the people think that we can do this as a part-time thing, or maybe a diploma course, or maybe a one-year course, and then you start working on it side by side with your engineering degree or maybe BSc or any other thing. But the thinking of a lot of people and a lot of parents is changing gradually. I mean, it will take time to think fashion designing or maybe any part of designing as a full-time career. When my parents' friends meet me or my sister or any other friend of mine who is a designer and whose primary business or job is designing, they still are very shocked and surprised actually. Oh, that you do this, and like professionally you do this. So I mean, it's gonna take time. Obviously, there's a generation gap between all the people. So the things that I'm gonna tell you are the actual thing that I have heard, like in all my 6-7 years of fashion designing. So I'm gonna tell you this with experience, that there are still people who think like this about fashion designing. And honestly, in the early stages, when I just completed my schooling and then I went to a college, like a proper designing college, I used to get irritated a lot that people just don't understand what I am doing. And I just stopped meeting people. I didn't go to get-togethers and gatherings. This was a permanent question that obviously you complete your 12th, what are you doing, and what are the career prospects, what is the job prospects, everything. So when I used to explain to them that this is my main career option, they were like, really? Have you thought about it? And I was like, let it be. I mean, it's really difficult to make them understand. But gradually, when I started working into it, when I also got a lot of understanding about it, then I started explaining people, and actually my work showed, because there was a time I was in newspapers, I was in the media, like on television, news, etc. I was like everywhere, and that was the time that people just stopped asking me that, and their question changed, and like actually their reaction changed. They were like, oh, you're doing so great, we're so proud of you. It's like yesterday you were saying something else to me, but that's a long story. So without any further ado, I'm gonna tell you all the 5 points that I've noted down, that I have heard a million times in my career, in my college life, everything. So if you want to see that, let's get into the video. Okay, so we're gonna start from the beginning. When after 10th, we usually take a subject that is related to your maybe career, like what you're gonna choose after 12th. So after 10th standard, I took commerce, and luckily my school was one of the schools in Bhopal, like in my city, who had a fine arts as an optional subject. A lot of schools didn't have that. So I was lucky enough to choose the subject of my choice. So my subject was commerce and fine arts. The reason I took fine arts was because I had an interest in sketching and drawing, but I wasn't very good at it, or maybe not like professional at it. So I wanted to explore that more, I wanted to learn that more. And the thing that people asked me and constantly poked me was, why are you taking fine arts and not maths? Because this is a mentality of people that if you're choosing commerce, you're gonna do CA. I mean, no, that's not the case at all. I chose commerce because I always had a business mind, and commerce definitely helped me, like business studies, economics, accounts and everything. So obviously I had to choose that. and fine arts. Like, you guys know me, I was born for this, like all the sketching and drawing part. So I was really happy with my choice. My parents obviously did support me, but all the people I heard was like, why are you taking this? It's not gonna help you. You're not get any job. You can't apply for any other competitive exams. I don't want to appear in all those CS, CA competitive exams. The only exams I have to appear for, I need fine arts for that. That was one thing which lasted for all my 11th and 12th standard life. Like, even in 12th standard, people used to come to me and say, you still have a choice that you can choose, change your optional subject. So the second thing came after 12th, that you have to choose a career, you have to choose a college, you have to appear for competitive exams. And I used to go to accounts coaching in 12th standard, in 11th and 12th standard both. So 90% of the majority used to come there to learn accounts for these competitive exams for CA and CS. So everybody, like, I had a lot of friends there, and everybody used to talk about it, like we're gonna appear for this exam, that exam, and they used to ask me what I'm gonna do. And the only thing I had in mind was to clear all the designing exams, designing colleges exam. So they used to make fun of me that I'm gonna be a darji, or I'm not good enough in studies, that I won't get that cutoff percentage, so you'll have to switch to another like designing career. And let me tell you guys, I scored pretty well in my 12th exam, that I could have cleared any of the competitive exams for like commerce related exams. But that wasn't my choice. That wasn't like, I never imagined myself going into that field. So I don't know what's the case now, but when I was in 12th or maybe appearing for competitive exams, people were not supportive of it. People never recognized it. And I think a lot of people must have heard this, that ये तो कुछ नहीं बस सिलाई करेगी, and इसके परसेंट अच्छे नहीं आए होंगे, इसलिए वो ये वाला करियर चूज कर रही है। क्यों बेटा पढ़ाई में मन नहीं लगता क्या, क्यों बेटा परसेंटेज अच्छे नहीं आए क्या। तो like, I have heard this a lot. I guess if you are a fashion designer too, you must have heard it also. So the third thing, when you are in college, like you got the admission, you are studying, and then when people ask you and tell that you are doing this, the first thing that the people ask you or tell you is to, yaar please mere bhi kapde sil dena. I didn't have any reaction that time. I was obviously pissed off, but now I actually laugh. Like, I mean, if you're a doctor, if you're doing your MBBS, people don't come to you and say, "Yeah, please, meri bhi surgery kar dena." I mean, then why to us? Ki, I mean, we are still studying, and we're not studying to just stitch your clothes. We're doing something different, and we are doing something creative. And also another thing, that when you're in college, people come up to you and say, यार तुम लोग तो कुछ पढ़ते ही नहीं हो, तुम लोग का तो कितना अच्छा है यार, तुम लोग का तो सिर्फ सिलना रहता है और तुम पास हो जाते हो। Dude, this is not the case. I can tell you from my experience, I had 5 to 6 theory subjects. We had legit university exams. So my college was affiliated to a university which gave us a degree. So the university exams are all theoretical, proper, thick books, and we used to study a lot of things like history of fashion. It is very hard to remember all the dates when this fashion came, when this trend came and everything. We used to study business of fashion. We used to study English and maths and all the subjects. So fashion designing is not just to kapde silna, but you need to know a lot of things just to, step into this industry. So yes, we had theory subjects, we had exams, and we used to study. The next thing, or the fourth thing, was when you are just about to complete your college, or when you complete your college, when the one thing that comes to everyone's mind, the assumption that fashion designing कर ली अब तो ये boutique खोलेगी. No, that is not the only career option. Yes, a lot of people do start up their boutiques, there's no harm in that, but this is just an assumption that that is the only career choice. There are a lot of things after you complete your graduation. You can be a stylist, you can go for your further studies, you can work under any designer, you can start up your own line, and not only boutique. Like, take me for example. I do not work in clothes, I do not have a boutique. It's a design studio, I work in accessories. That is a very different path from what people think of fashion designing. So you need to know about the depth of it. Fashion designing is just a milestone, and there are a lot of different levels and a lot of different prospects to it. So this is a very wrong assumption that you just open up a boutique and sit after graduation. So the last point comes from this only, that till this date also, when I tell people that I have a degree in fashion designing, so the first thing that people ask, and I think a lot of people still don't know what I actually do, they still think that I have a fashion designing degree, so I must deal in clothes. Fashion designing is not just for clothing. They teach you everything during your college, like from clothes, accessories, jewelry, footwear, name anything related to it, and they teach you even makeup and hairstyles. We used to have workshops related to it. So these colleges just prepare you for all these other opportunities, and then you can select one. So I remember I had a workshop in college related to accessories and maybe, I guess, bags or something like that. I made a bag also in my college days. I still have that bag. I will definitely show you that in my next video. So I had a brief idea of how the accessories work and how the designing of the accessories work. This is the last assumption, that fashion designing equals to clothes. No, not at all. So these were the 5 assumptions I think people had at my time, and I think people still might have. So if you have this assumption, just know that these are not true. And or maybe if you are about to get into fashion designing, just prepare yourself mentally that these questions are gonna come to you, and now you know you can answer that you have so many examples to show, and you can answer them in a better way to make them understand and not get pissed or irritated that I used to get. But gradually I realized that a lot of people in India don't have knowledge about these creative professions. So you need to make them sit down and tell them each and everything, that there are so many options and this is a primary option as well. Another thing that came into my mind, that I mean, it's not included in my points, but just by talking I had a thought that, so when I was pursuing my fashion designing, or maybe just I started working in it, I don't remember, but a lot of people told me that, oh, wo Manish Malhotra jaise. So people only know Manish Malhotra because he comes so much in the media, but so just clear it out, everybody is not like him. He's doing a brilliant job, no doubt, but everybody doesn't aspire to be like him, or maybe his career choices or anything. What he does is very different and has a unique taste, but not all fashion designers do that thing only. There are a lot of options and a lot of different designers and maybe stylists who are working in different fields. People just know his name, that is why they just relate everyone to him. These were some assumptions. So if you are a fashion designer and you also had these questions to you, and if I missed out any points, just comment down below and let the world know, and let us know how to answer them and just correct them, that these are very wrong assumptions. So thank you guys for watching this video, and I hope you like this video, and I hope this will help you out in some way possible. Stay tuned for more videos. Till then, bye bye.